In the 2020s, a pandemic crippled the world. Some panicked, some denied it. These two guys stayed home, drank, and watched movies. These are the Jaymeson tapes.
I saw The Monkey.
How was it?
It was really good. I kind of understand why maybe it's gotten mixed reviews. It's coming so fresh off of the heels of Long Legs, and it is absolutely not even close to the same kind of movie.
I still need to see Long Legs.
Long Legs is great, and I think The Monkey is great, but The Monkey is outright a comedy.
Ah, okay.
Saw Novocaine. Anyway, we're not talking about those movies. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Jaymeson tapes, the show that we do sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
How's it going?
The show we wish we could do more.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest.
How's it going? You look good. Did you get a haircut? You look nice.
Yeah.
This is our meet and cute.
Wearing.
This is our meet and cute. Us and you, the audience. You
we
kind of
meet
smell
over a podcast.
You kind of smell nice. This is our very late Valentine's Day episode.
Hi, everybody. It's Editor Alan here. It is currently November 15th. We recorded this in March, which is why the Valentine's Day joke happened. Yep. We're very professional. Anyway, back to the episode.
So, we watched the movie. And tying in to all that stuff we just said, we watched Companion.
Mm-hmm.
Companion, starring Jack Quaid, who was in Novocaine, the movie I just mentioned, where he is a very, very nice man. And in Companion, he is not a very nice man, but that's us getting ahead of myself. Yep. Alan's had a lot of vodka. That's us getting ahead of ourselves. Bisme, what you drinking?
I'm drinking something very atypical for me. It's a hazy IPA, which I do not normally drink IPAs, but sometimes they can be transformed into a one that I find palatable.
Yeah, not really an IPA guy myself. So I have been drinking Bloody Marys today.
Oh, well.
Utilizing a gift I received from a good friend at Pirate Fest. They were able to score me Old Bay vodka. It is delicious, and I am afraid of finishing the bottle because I want so much more of it.
Oh, yeah.
But as I said, we watched a movie. We watched Companion. It was produced by Zach Kreger. He's one of the many producers, but his fingerprints are kind of all over this.
Yeah.
In terms of the messaging. He was originally tapped to direct it, but decided against it being his second directorial film.
Isn't he working on, like, Weapon or something? There's another one he's working on right now.
He's working on, I think Weapon is the name of the movie. He's also apparently directing the next Resident Evil movie.
Oh, man.
Which, I'm going to say good for him.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cynicism in the world right now, and I'm going to choose to say good for him.
I watch it, I don't watch it. I'm happy he has work because he made Barbarian, and that's what's important.
And yeah, Barbarian and Companion, even though he only produced, I feel like share a lot of the same DNA. Also, this is the first not Kazam, not horror movie we've watched on the show.
I mean, you could argue it's a little horror adjacent, I guess. But yeah, I would agree.
So yeah, let's talk about Companion.
I'm a little conflicted in how I feel about Companion, because if I put it in a vacuum, which of course nothing is, but if I put this movie in a vacuum, it's really good. And it is good. I like this movie.
Yeah.
It's touching on themes that are very important and relevant. And it has a message that is also very relevant and important, especially right now. My only, and I don't even know if I can say this is criticism, it's more just it's come after other movies that have touched on a lot of these themes. Not necessarily better or worse, because I don't think that when one movie does a message, no one else can touch it. But it was just hard as someone who watches movies a lot, especially science fiction. It was really hard for me to not just say to myself, and I think I said this on the recording, this is coming on the heels of Ex Machina, Don't Worry, Darling,
Right.
Blade Runner 2049, and that's it. So that's just me kind of being like, I've seen this, but that doesn't mean it's bad. And if you haven't watched movies like that, then you definitely should watch this because it's going to touch on things that we'll get into. Another criticism I have would be that it's very like it kind of spells everything out for you very, very early on. And yeah, none of it's really the mystery. The fucking promotional artwork kind of tells you everything you need to know about any potential reveal. But I wasn't really surprised by too much in this. However, it's also just a fun watch.
Yeah, very fun.
If I had to go to like the theaters and it's like you have to watch a movie, I'd be like, oh yeah, no, show me Companion. That's going to be a fun time. So that's not really something against it, but if I have to like judge it objectively and critically, I could say it's a little kind of obvious in what it was doing. But again, I enjoyed it a lot.
It's obvious. There was a few. There was actually a few fun, subtle hints at what was happening at the beginning,
Sure.
and I think the subtle hints were overshadowed by the blatant in your fucking face hints.
Yeah.
One I caught, I didn't mention out loud, but when they're first coming into the house, Iris is carrying all the heavy bags, and Jack Quaid just has a messenger bag.
Yeah.
So to rip the Band-Aid off even harder than this movie did, it is about a companion android, a fuckbot as she is referred to throughout the film. And you quote don't know that in the first 20 minutes of the movie, but
Uh-huh.
it is blatant.
Very, very.
But I also don't think it's supposed to be like a secret.
Yeah, exactly. So it's and I don't know if we really have to go through a play-by-play on the plot because it's just very. I'm not going to say it's like a rote plot, but it is just kind of predictable in a lot of ways, which is fine. Like a movie does not have to have a complicated plot. Mandy does not have a complicated plot at
Right.
all. It's just a vengeance film. But the other aspects of the film make up for that. We've said that 1,000 times. And this one, a lot of the work being done to impart the message is through dialogue and very on the nose symbolism, which is all fine. And I guess maybe that's kind of my problem. It feels almost like it dumbed itself down to communicate its very obvious message. I don't know that for sure. That's just how I felt watching it. But there's probably people out there who maybe do need it a bit more on the nose for them. And maybe maybe in today's media literacy devoid landscape that's kind of necessary, I guess.
What with you kids all in your cell phones and doing the TikTok dances. Yeah. All the hits are here, and
Mhm.
they are handled. I'm gonna say well. Themes of consent, themes of quote unquote nice guy misogyny.
Mhm.
Probably a lot less overtly about Me Too than Barbarian was, but
Yeah.
it's all still there. Some fun kills, but nothing like crazy, I would say.
Yeah.
It doesn't really go there. And again, this is more a sci-fi than it is a horror film. But it's a sci-fi of a future that's like, right around the fucking corner.
Right, yeah. And as I was watching this, I had this like and it's so pretentious to say if I made this film, but one of the, basically someone jailbreaks their sex bot to kill someone to get a bunch of money. Um and that in and of itself to me is a fascinating concept because I immediately said, okay, yeah, who's liable? Like, if this happened on accident or even on purpose, what's the court case around that? And I know I'm a giant
Yeah,
nerd, but
yeah.
I was
No,
like,
they kept talking like their plan was foolproof. But
so bad.
all my brain was thinking was like, the moment they crack her open and see that someone fucked around with stuff, that's going to raise a lot of questions.
And in a world where like digital forensics is becoming pretty commonplace in every case that I handle for my firm, data is only exploding in complexity, variety, and size. Like that is a whole industry in law is digital forensics. So I'm thinking, okay, you know what? This movie, I would have liked it even more if it was a trial. And then we're getting all the story during flashbacks from testimony. And then we get to, and this if this is a sci-fi, which it is, it's about, sentience, um, uh, cornering people into things, Stockholm syndrome. There's a lot you could do, which I think would be really, really interesting. And I wish more films, tackled it this way. Because as you said, like the tech in this movie, there's self-driving cars, which we
Yeah.
have kind of. There's phones that have apps that connect to everything in your life, which we have. The most futuristic part of it is just the lifelike sex bot, which we are probably damn near close because you already have lifelike real girl dolls, whatever they're called, and we have burgeoning AI. It's not going to be long
Yeah.
before someone shoves one into the other, and then that's what you got.
It's not going to be long before someone puts a pocket pussy on an AI.
And this is a sobering thing, but it's kind of in reverse of what this movie is saying. But a 14-year-old took their life recently
Yeah.
because of their AI chatbot girlfriend, and that company's being sued. I don't know what's happening with that case yet, but like that's happening now. So this is a very timely film. I wish it could have been a little more, just deeper in the
You,
themes it was
I,
exploring.
to sum it up, what I think you're saying,
Mhm.
it maybe should have been a little more Asimov.
A little more Asimov, and I don't need like the 3 laws of robotics or, obviously we don't
Yeah.
need that. But yeah, no, like, and I guess it feels like a missed opportunity because there's a lot of questions posed, and they do get answers, but there's like so much more they could have talked about, and it just kind of feels like it's running into the same kind of story that other movies that I mentioned previously did. But again, this is a good movie. You should watch it. It's fun. And if someone hasn't seen all those other movies I listed, this is a really good introduction.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's also has some sense of awareness of what it's doing.
Yeah.
The movie features several overt, unmistakable references to the Terminator films.
She even speaks German at one point, and like
Yeah, yeah.
Schwarzenegger's Austrian, but like would probably speak German.
This movie has incredibly on point needle drops.
Yes.
There's the companion android's name is Iris, and it hints that she is named Iris because when Jack Quaid, and we haven't talked enough about Jack Quaid. We're going to talk about Jack Quaid
No,
shortly.
no, yeah.
The song "Iris" by the Goo Goo Dolls is what Jack Quaid is listening to when his companion robot is dropped off. The fun fact I read about that on IMDb is that movie was originally made for a movie that starred Jack Quaid's mom.
What?
Yeah, Meg
Oh my
Ryan.
god.
Um,
Wow.
this movie features my personal favorite sappy love song. So it's not the original version, I don't think. I might be switching around who's the original. It comes from a time period where everyone was just putting out releases of the same songs.
Sure, yeah.
The song's "This Guy's in Love with You," and I'm more familiar with the Burt Bacharach version, but that's not the version they
Mm.
play. I'm not sure who it is. But if anyone out there is ever trying to seduce soft bear Alan Cheney, any dudes out there, "This Guy's in Love with You" is the song. Lots of fantastic needle drops. Any stick out to you?
Iris, definitely. Because
Yeah.
and I don't know, it's like it's fine. It's totally fine that that's in there. I forget what the song that was playing when he was first turning her on, but the opening lyrics are, "If you look into my eyes," and literally he has to stand in front of her and stare into her face. When they're asleep, the android's eyes are blank, and when they're awake, they actually like look like human eyes. So again, like, on the nose, but it makes
Yeah.
sense for what the movie's doing.
I think if there's a message aside from all of the misogyny stuff that I took away from this movie, it's that sometimes being on the nose is fine. That's kind of how I feel.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And yeah, let's talk about actors. So Jack Quaid is fantastic in this, very fun.
Kind of starting to establish himself as kind of a leading man currently.
Mm-hmm.
I like him.
Me too.
Definitely. I think my favorite Nepo baby.
A Nepo baby that is like actually has the acting chops to back it up.
And previously, he seems, in so much of the other stuff he's in, he's just kind of this like awkward, fluffy, nice boy. And Companion kind of turns that on its head and makes him like an asshole. Like, I'm a nice guy.
It's very much an indictment of incel culture.
Yeah.
Of people like, and yeah, again, very on the nose monologue of the world owes me everything. I've been working hard. I have nothing to show for it except, this and that. I have a studio apartment. And it's like, yeah, join the fucking club.
Yeah.
You're not alone in this. You think you are owed everything? That's rich. You can rent a fucking sex bot, like from the fucking future. But
I really would like some clarity on how much those cost in universe, because the whole point of this movie is a heist. Well, that's not the whole point of the movie. The plot of the movie centers around a heist of Sergey. We have to talk about Sergey.
Hell yes.
And it's a heist of, I think they say 12 it's a little over $12 million.
Yeah.
I don't know how long the Companion technology has been around, but I think we as the audience deserved the answer of how much it costs.
Yeah, and like, just because of how fucking late stage capitalism works, $12 million doesn't even sound like a lot of money anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, 12, that'll get you through retirement, maybe?
If this is long enough in the future after this presidency, that's not that much.
Yeah, it's speaking, just minor tangent, budget of 10 million, box office 36.7.
Hey, there we go.
This movie like used all of its budget very, very, very well, I think. And and on that note, to get a little meta, it does fall into the framing trap of, we've rented this nice Airbnb out in the woods of Kentucky or something, and we're going to film everything there, which I'm not like hating on, but we're starting to get a lot of movies that look exactly like this. And I hope that they start to move away from it, because it's getting very samey.
Yeah. You have to imagine that at that budget, which is not a tremendous movie budget,
No.
that maybe a lot of the cinematography is kind of one of the first things on the cutting room floor, which is a fucking shame.
Yeah.
I also just checked. Novocaine did okay. It made 22 million on an 18 million budget, but it had that barbarian problem that pissed you off, and it pissed me off. It was the highest grossing movie on the lowest grossing film weekend of the year.
Yeah, God.
Which is unfortunate. I like Novocaine a lot.
Was that a Fuck You January release, or is it later?
No, that was I just saw it, I think, like last week. So
last week? Okay, so March. But I don't even know if Fuck You January applies anymore, because
yeah, it seems like a lot of decent stuff came out this January. And we had Nosferatu right at the end of December. So
right before January, yeah. So
I did finally see that too.
Nice. Yeah, no.
Great. Fucking phenomenal.
Fucking awesome. Glad I got to see that in theaters. I'm gonna see every Eggers film in theaters. At least, I'm gonna watch them all multiple times, but I'm always gonna watch them in theaters if I can, because it's just fucking beautiful.
I had to miss out on this one in theaters. I don't think I'm gonna do that again.
It was nice.
So Sergey.
Sergey. Fucking cartoon of a role of just like ex-Soviet Russian like expat in America that like has just a mullet, walks around with barely a shirt on, gold chain, ridiculous accent. Like comically ridiculous accent. It's just kind of stole the show for us a little bit there.
All right, and everyone out there listening, imagine a Russian person. Turn up the knob a little bit. More. More. Even more. You got it. you got Sergey.
And this is kind of where I felt the Zach Kreger coming through on Sergey, at first at least.
It's so funny to think about the fact that Civi, one of our favorite YouTubers, Civi11, just did a video recently which referenced Zach Kreger. Had the clip of him as Abe Lincoln and White as Kids You Know. It's so crazy to think that's the guy.
Oh, you fucked up.
Now you fucked up.
Now you fucked up.
That's that guy. You have fucked up now. Quick aside, my favorite part of that skit is that they're watching Hamlet in the theater. And the idea is that we've put on Hamlet so many times that the original interpretation has been so lost. So it's like, oh, Hamlet! I just got bit by a fucking vampire!
Oh, no, go watch that.
Sergey.
Sergey's great.
Sergey has a huge mustache, is constantly drinking vodka. He has a mullet, and a scar on his face. And his password to everything is Joseph Stalin's birthday. I am parody of Russian mobster. Kalashnikov. Vodka.
Gulag. Siberia.
And there's a scene where he takes his shirt off in the film. And I say that the most unrealistic thing about this movie is that he does not have a huge tattoo of the Russian flag on his back. It is, it needed to be there and it wasn't. And
it would have completed the look so well, but oh well. Who else? Sophie Thatcher as Iris does great. In fact, yeah, there's not a bad role in this whole movie. Come to think of it, it's a small cast, granted.
Yeah.
But Harvey Guillen's in this, does great. Whoever plays Patrick is fantastic. Lucas Gage, that's who it is. Yeah, no, everyone does really well. I will say some of the dialogue felt a little, hey there, millennials, in some of it. But I don't know, like, once you get to the last third of the movie, everything really picks up. Because you have Patrick turning into the T-1000, which I think is my favorite. I think my favorite part of this movie was just Patrick eventually becoming a killbot and just having fun.
When we talk about direct references to Terminator, Patrick, I figured this out and then confirmed it on IMDb, is named after Robert Patrick, who played the T-1000. And at one point, he's straight up in the cop outfit.
Yeah.
Fully embracing that. There's a pretty direct reference to What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, God. Yeah. So...
it's Guillermo, right?
Yeah. Well, it's his character name.
Fellow who plays Guillermo, Harvey Guillen, plays one of the other people who has a companion in this movie. And when you program a companion, you select from a pre-approved list of meet cutes, and that's also great.
Yeah.
And the meet cute he selects, his companion is dressed like a sexy vampire. So, yep, there you go. The meet cute scenes are handled really well. We start off the movie with Iris and Josh's pre-programmed like meet cute, and it's filmed exactly like a romantic comedy meet cute.
Yeah.
Again, one of the instances of it being on the nose being good in this film.
Yeah.
But yeah, The Halloween meet cute with the vampire and Eli dressed as a dinosaur happens later in the movie. But then Josh reprograms Patrick so the meet cute happens to them. So the exact scene plays out just with Jack Quaid instead, and it's funny as fuck. Lot of solid funny moments in this movie.
I was hoping it would happen a third time, like when he's when when Iris is talking to him saying, "No, remember you love Eli," and then he looks over at Eli's body and it's kind of glitching in between whether it was Eli he first met or if it was Jack Quaid's character Josh. And then like if it could glitch one more time and it was like maybe her in the dino outfit or like just someone else entirely.
one of the texts that was sent to pick him up.
Yeah. I would be so fine with that scene playing out a third time with someone utterly random.
Rule of threes, guys. Rule of threes. Come on now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you're right, though. Like, really, all the humor was great. It all landed very well. I just keep thinking of like other ways you could do this story, just like other things you could explore. But I don't know. Making movies is hard.
Yeah. With one exception, I think everything essentially pays off, which is great. The one exception is I was sitting here waiting because there was one line that was like, "Oh, you can factory reset them by reaching behind their ear," and that shit never. Man, there's a scene directly where Patrick has a technician for these androids by the neck who would know how to do that.
Yeah.
And his ear is within reach of him, and I was just sitting there like, it's got to be now, right?
Well, and when she corners him with the gun at the end, he literally goes up and says, "No, you can't kill me. I know you're lying to me," and then puts his hand behind her other ear and doesn't do it. I'm like, why wouldn't you you're close to her, just reset her now, and then like you're golden. She's not going to fight you at all. So kind of weird. They painted themselves into a corner there, I think.
I think maybe the most perfectly executed bit of the film is Iris talking to the cop.
Oh, that was great.
Because Iris knows she can't lie.
Mm-hmm.
So when the cop approaches her and she's like covered in mud and blood and shit after several things happen, she has access to Jack Quaid's phone and can change her language setting. So she changes them to German so she can just directly lie directly speak the truth to his face about everything that's happened, but he can't understand her. And yeah, it was really, really, really good.
Yeah. That was, man. I want to say like post her, and I do love how much they rely on the in-universe mechanisms of everything is just controlled by apps, which is exactly what's happening in real life. But scrolling through a selection of change eye color with the slider, turn voice commands off and on. Do you want intelligence 0 or 100? Just wonderful little bits in there. And yeah, I know I'm criticizing it for some of its sci-fi leanings, but there's a lot of good sci-fi talk in it. I do wish it went a bit more deep, and then it'd be a different movie. But they do a lot of coverage. They say, like, you can control her intelligence. 0's an automaton, 100's like Ivy League grad, but we're not. We have tons and tons of regulations on these things. They can't hurt you. They're not super strong. They can't be so intelligent. They're going to get, sentience or something. But we do learn that Patrick, who is an older model, puts it together over time that, yes, he's a robot, but didn't do anything with it and actually fell in love with Eli, which brings up a lot of questions that this movie's not trying to answer. But it's weird to dip your toes so much into the question of sentience, and then I don't know, you inevitably leave yourself open, and I don't know. I'm nitpicking now, but I just thought that was interesting.
I think a lot of that. Okay, so they do establish that most people re-up to new models.
True.
Pretty frequently. So I think the fact that Eli has had this model around for so long is why he was able to piece together that he was
for sure
an android.
For sure. But that kind of brings up the idea of like everyone, not everyone. Companies encourage you to trade up your phone every 2 years.
Yeah.
And if you don't, your phones mysteriously just start getting worse and worse, even though they shouldn't. And the movie is talking about replaceability.
Yeah.
Kat talks about that in the beginning when she's having a conversation with Iris on the couch, saying, because Iris says, "Oh, well, you love Sergey, right?" Not really. I'm kind of a side piece. I'm an object to him. I'm an accessory. Oh, well, look who I'm talking to. And that was right before we had the reveal of, oh yeah, no, she's a companion bot. But Iris says back, yeah, okay, so Kat, because in the beginning, before they enter the house, Jack Quaid's character says, "No, my friends like you, don't worry." Well, except Kat. Kat hates everybody. Why does Kat hate everybody? And maybe, we have a little bit of an inkling as to why. But Iris confronts Kat on this, says, like, "Why don't you like me?" Well, because you make me feel replaceable, which of course goes into the themes of, women being replaceable in society, men trading up for a newer model as they get older, switching out, trophy wife girlfriends, etc., etc. All very good, all very on the nose, but all very, very good. And I like the dialogue in this movie where the movie takes a second to kind of explore its themes. It's very well paced. We have a lot of good just balance of, here's interesting dialogue, here's some funny moments, here's enough action to get us from scene X to scene Y, and none of it really feels like slow or out of place.
I'd argue that it's a really well-paced 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, not 2 hours. If this was 2 hours, like, oh man, we'd probably be complaining about bloat, because they're going to go like really deep into other things, and then this movie would be too small in scope, or it would just be like needless action, or something like that. But yeah, no, works with its runtime incredibly well.
I'm so glad they get out of the way that, like, I'm so glad there was no scene of her like going to the internet and downloading Kung Fu or some shit.
Yeah, they treated, because it's revealed that Josh has modded her, and like that's the source of all this essentially. And they don't take forever to like explain what the mods are. They don't, go to a mod black market dealer and then say, "I need her to do this, that." Like, it would have been so, I don't know, just unnecessary. Like, if this was a cyberpunk or like a neuromancer movie, then yeah, I would want that amount of detail, because that's the point. But this one is just simple enough and straightforward enough of, how, if you mod your phone and you jailbreak your phone, it's to do usually illegal shit or just stuff outside of your warranty. And yeah, no, and they directly address that at the end when the texts are there and they're like in the car going, "You think he did it? Of course he did. He modded the shit out of her. Come on, duh." And then they say like, "Well, she records everything she says and does, and you knew that. Like, you read the user manual, right?" "Oh, of course I did." The EULA. A nice little reminder of, hey, your phone's fucking spying on you all the damn time. And you can't turn this shit off unless you jailbreak your stuff, because we live in a surveillance state. Just really good little nods here and there to how the world is, and that this is not even near future. This is probably going to be announced fucking next month, whenever we release this.
Hey everyone, the device you're listening to this podcast on knows what you jerk off to and is telling the government.
And they're selling that. Well, who are they selling that to, and for what? Because, like, are you going to sell it back to the porn sites that can't make money off of porn because it's illegal in too many jurisdictions? Like, I don't get how that works. But whatever, neither here nor there.
We get jump scared by Jack Quaid coming on inside of us in this movie.
Really good, just hard cuts to either violence or sex or some other type of just kind of extreme emotion. Again, the pacing and the cinematography is very good in this film. We have a lot of just letting things breathe, and then knowing when to kind of jar us back awake, which I really appreciate. Like, Barbarian was exactly the same. I'm really enjoying the fact that we have these smaller budget films that really should have more attention, and we should be, I'd be going back to the theaters so much if we just had a bunch of these on the roster, on the marquee. You know, it's a shame that we don't, because everyone else, it seems like everyone else is just like, well, when's the next Marvel movie coming out? When's the next Mission Impossible? And it's just like long periods of time where nothing gets released. You could be releasing movies like this in between that. You have your tentpole films, you have your, like, you know, good, interesting little ones. I don't see why that can't be done. It's very strange.
Yeah. Back to Jack Quaid coming at us. If you want to know how incredibly, incredibly on the nose this movie is, and I know we've used that term into the fucking ground by this point, but and hey, skip 30 seconds now if you don't want the ending of this movie spoiled. We see his orgasm face again at the end when Iris kill. That's not really a spoiler. Iris says she kills him at the beginning of the movie. She literally screws him to kill him.
With an automated electronic device.
Yes.
So good. And they really broadcast it to you, but you know, I don't know. It is, as you said, a very satisfying kill, so I'm fine with it.
Yeah, and he literally has his O-face moment and collapses on top of her. It's yeah, on the nose, but well done on the nose.
And very, like, mirrored. He has her put a bullet through her temple, and she stabs him through the temple. So, like, nice, just, you know, the language of cinema.
And then at the end, when she tosses the phone aside, there's a couple dead pixel lines, and they're going through his temple.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Little bits, nice little bits that make me feel warm and fuzzy on the inside.
You know, like in a movie.
Yeah, like, remember movies?
Remember movies, everybody?
I mean, that being said, I've seen a lot of good movies this year. Not necessarily new ones, but we really need to watch more Quentin Dupieux stuff, because
it's,
oh man.
I'll say I think it's easier to know what's going to be good as far as your trip to the cinema.
Yeah, it is becoming. It's weird because streaming is just still utterly oversaturated with just content, and every time I get on to any one of them, I'm just like, I scroll 15 minutes later, fuck it, I'm just gonna put it on YouTube. But when you go to if you're watching major releases, you're like, there's a very small amount, and I know exactly which one I'm going to enjoy, potentially, or something that's worth my time, I would say. And it's weird. It's kind of strange, because I miss the days of, and God, I'm old. I miss the days of Blockbuster, where you did not have a large selection. It may have felt large because, oh my God, every inch of the wall is filled with releases, but it really wasn't that much compared to the just gigantic volume of stuff out there. So you kind of had to pick and choose. And it's a little refreshing to be able to just kind of look up what's in theaters right now. No, yes. And you're done. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
We got to make
good
a break.
movie day.
Yeah.
Fuck, right, the show.
Can you tell it's been a while?
It's a good date night drink.
What I'm feeling right now is, and Iris is dressed in like very 50s 60s housewife, a la, what's that fucking film, Don't Worry Darling, aped off of this too. Stepford Wives, very Stepford Wives looking outfit, like, again, very much on purpose. So I kept thinking like Cosmopolitan, or something in a highball. So classy, but we definitely have to have some color with it, because this movie was something we didn't notice. The color grading in this movie was really nice, because it wasn't oversaturated to shit, but it also wasn't dismal gray. And I liked just how balanced it was. But she was always wearing something that was not hard on the eyes, but kind of popped visually, so you were following her. That's kind of where I'm leaning here.
I'm just okay. No results for that. I will go ahead and confess to our listeners that I just Googled the words Zoomer cocktails.
Zoomers are not drinking, and they won't end up dead from cirrhosis like their forebears.
Fine, millennial cocktails.
Vodka gumlet, that's an old one. You have me
Um,
curious now. Millennial cocktail. Wow, this is the worst fucking article I've ever read.
What's the drink of our generation? Squeeze it. This is not cocktails.
What do millennials want in alcoholic beverages? Flavor, beer, wine. Thanks, man. Cool.
Great.
Canned cocktails. Oh, Jesus. Is that what they think we want?
Oh no.
No. Last
No,
time I did a
thank you.
canned cocktail, I got very sick.
Same. Last time I did a canned cocktail, it was the Jaymeson tape stream where I shotgunned a bunch of them and ended up going upstairs and barfing for most of the stream.
Yeah, I have not touched them since then because I was like, something's wrong with this canning process. God, the internet fucking sucks now for information. How do we have more information at our disposal than any other time in history, and it sucks?
Man, fuck
All
you,
right.
AI.
Seriously. I know that was also maybe the point of this movie, but fuck. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking Cosmo, but here's the challenge. Here's where we make it unique. Can you, without endangering the chemical integrity of a Cosmo, get a kind of layered, or maybe not layered, but effect on the coloring to where if you're looking at it from above, it almost looks like an eye with the iris?
That maybe if you floated something on top.
And we do floats a lot because they're, I don't know, they're useful. But how do we make this very us?
Okay, so the classic Cosmo: citrus vodka, orange liqueur, lime juice, cranberry juice.
Could we use a different garnish other than an orange peel to kind of look like eyelashes or something?
We could put a toothpick through something round and put it in the middle.
Oh, okay. Maybe what would go good with citrus? Not an olive. Like a blackberry, maybe.
Blackberries aren't really round.
True.
Perhaps a blueberry.
Okay, I could see blueberry.
If you use the blueberry, all right, follow me on this. And I'm very familiar. Not very familiar. I have had before a raspberry vodka. If you use that in place of the citrus vodka, you've still got the cranberry juice. So you're bringing a lot of you'd be bringing a lot of berry flavor to this, which I think is good. If you got it. If you at the top of the drink sliced an orange, cut out the center of the slice, and placed your blueberry in the middle of that.
Ooh.
Then you've got an eye on top of the drink.
Yeah, okay. I like that.
And with the blueberry and the swap out to raspberry vodka, we're bringing a little more of the berry flavor instead of the citrus. Citrus is still going to be there with the lime juice and the orange liqueur. I think that would balance out nicely. I think it'd be pretty smooth. And I think it would probably be very pink.
Yeah.
Which I think fits in with the iris color scheme. So yeah,
calling this the Cosmopanion.
We are calling it the jailbreak Cosmo.
Yes. Oh yes.
Hey there, gang. It's Future Alan again. I'm just jumping in here because there's a thing we forgot to reference during the recording of this episode that was something that happened during the discussion that we joked about afterward and referenced with other people and didn't think to reference during the episode because we were drunk. We came up with a bit that I'm going to play for you now. I think someone in the movie references taking Xanax with champagne at some point, and this is us riffing on that.
Fuck, now I'm a SoundCloud rapper.
I'm gonna do it with a sex bot. I'm gonna kill you with a sex bot.
Papa didn't say he's gonna kill you with a sex bomb. Papa didn't say he's gonna kill you with a sex bomb.
Fuck. Do we have to make a song now? It's so easy. Got a sex bot for my birthday. Stalin's birthday is my birthday.
All right. What's your spider room moment?
I was just thinking about that. There was not. This movie played it pretty level. With what was going on, so there's not a lot of stuff that was like, oh my god, stand out. But if I had to choose one, it's probably Josh trying to use Sergei's phone and realizing he doesn't know Stalin's birthday, so he has to go and like go to a random book on Sergei's bookshelf.
Oh yeah,
which is automatically an autobiography about or a biography about Stalin to look it up. I thought that was really funny.
Also, decent commentary on a millennial without their phone.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. Having to look in a book. I'm gonna say it's not specifically okay. I think it would be a cop out to say that it's the scene where it's Patrick's meet cute scenes. I'm gonna say specifically it is Patrick's line deliveries during the meet cute scenes.
Yes.
I don't know if we touched on it quite enough, but there's also in this movie pretty fantastic gay robot romantic tragedy stuffed into this film.
Yes, actually.
Anyway, well, that was a quick one. Solid recommend from both of us, I believe.
Yeah, no, go watch it. It's fun. Again, you might come away. You might feel like, hey, this is Ex Machina already did this, but it's a fun watch with people. Alone, this is a very fun watch. So yeah, solid recommend from me.
Listen to the woman, John. Calm down, just calm down. Zach Cracker. Anyway, bye.
Bye.
Is that Android racist? I have bear on unicycle tattooed on inner thigh.
There's a lot of foreign OS on this model. What the hell did you do?
Wow, we didn't program her to do the Tallahassee Twister. Into your fertile womb!